What's up, everybody watching? We are back with the start of a new gameplay playthrough to start 2024. Now, the choice to choose Baldur's Gate 3 as our game that we've decided to play did not come easily. This game came highly recommended along with a number of other ones that could have made the cut. Our final four choices for the first game for 2024 that we were going to play was between Baldur's Gate 3, Lord of the Rings, Elden Ring, Starfield, and Cyberpunk. Now, once this question was put to the viewers, Baldur's Gate overwhelmingly came out on top. This game was recommended to me a long time ago as a possible Game of the Year candidate, a extremely detailed RPG, and from one of my friends, this is a strong compliment, saying this is what World of Warcraft should have been in the 2020s. That is not something I expected to hear from a friend who regularly plays World of Warcraft. Being that this game now has come so highly recommended, we are going to dive in, see what this is about, and see if the hype is real for Baldur's Gate 3. Now, being that I've played a number of role-playing games in the past, Final Fantasy is the very first one that comes to mind. I've played in the double digits for that franchise. I'm expecting something similar to that. I've even heard comparisons to Dungeons and Dragons from this game, which will be mighty interesting if that turns out to be true. But there's only one way to find out if a game lives up to the hype, and that is hit the play button and see where this goes. I'm going to start this out on a balanced playthrough because I'm playing this game completely blind. I don't know anything about the story, I don't know anything about the characters, and I just want to see how the game flows on the first playthrough to see if it's that 10 of 10 that everyone says it is. So without further ado, we are going to hit this start button and begin our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Let's see how this starts out. We're gonna probably have to select our character, which I heard is quite detailed. We're gonna get a cinematic even before a character select screen. The one thing I've heard about this game is outrageously good cinematics and graphics. Let's sit back, enjoy, and see how this goes. Well, it looks like from our first impression on our first cinematic, it looks like we have some prisoners being infected with parasites. We're about to see where that goes. I'm a little surprised that we had a cinematic prior to a character select, but here we are at our character select screen where we have 7 choices for characters. Asterion, Lae'zel, Gale, Shadowheart, Will, Karlach, and the Dark Urge. These are our choices for our characters. I'm going to go with an origin character because this allows you to create your very own customized character instead of dealing with the pre-made ones that the game has made for you. Now, here's where the big decisions come into play with all the different classes and races and abilities that you get to choose from. You're only going to get one choice, I think, so let's hopefully make it right. I'm going to go through the options we have here because it looks like there's a great number of options. A high elf barbarian, level 1, will work with simple weapons, martial weapons, long swords, short swords, long bows, and short bows, light armor, medium scale armor, shields, athletics, religion, insight, perception, and intimidation. It sounds like this is going to get quite detailed. What looks good on first impression? I want to see what a dark urge is. White Dragonborn, level 1 sorcerer. So it looks like the dark urge is a sorcerer style class. The multitude of spells and actions, daggers, quarterstaffs, light crossbows. Normally, I don't like to play spell casting heroes in a game, so I think I'm going to skip over this one before I customize. I will not be going with a sorcerer. What is a Karlach? That would be a barbarian. Karlach has escaped 10 years of service in the Hells with nothing but the axe on her back and the infernal engine blazing furiously where her heart used to be. Strength would be their primary statistic, simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor. I think we're going to look around for another choice prior to making this selection. I would like to see what a Shadow Heart is now. I have to admit the music is catchy. As you hear it played in your headphones, down, down, down by the river. The music certainly can make or break a video game, and I'm liking how it is going so far from the start of this. Now back to our character selection. Shadowheart willingly undertook a ritual to remove her memories in order to process the secrets of her fellow Shar worshippers. Loss and pain are sacred to her, but her fate is now being tested like never before. So that would be a cleric. I'm assuming this is like a priest-style character, which is not something I'm really gonna select on a first choice. I'm looking for a warrior-style rogue character. Those are the type of characters I like to play in RPGs and pretty much any type of game like that where you can customize your gear and statistics. So what would be closest to a rogue? A fighter. Simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor, medium, heavy armor, athletics, acrobatics. So Lae'zel was raised ready for a life amongst the stars, mercilessly conquering the cosmos at a Githyanki soldier. Grounded, she must deal with a world she doesn't understand and find a way to serve her people in a plane that despises her militant kin. No, this is a wizard. A Gale is a wizard. So that would be daggers, quarterstaffs, light crossbows, spears, pikes, halberds, glaives, armor, light armor, shields, arcane history. So Gale's wizarding prowess once earned him the love of Mystra, the goddess of magic, until his ambition led him on the brink of catastrophe. I mean, they all sound like they have a nice origin. Asterion. I hope this isn't what a rogue is. It is. It is. Oh, no. Alright, at least we get to customize our character. After 200 years serving a cruel master, the vampire spawn Asterion is finally free. Free to walk in the sun, free to chase power, and free to take revenge. This looks like it's going to be our choice for our first character. We got dexterity as the main stat, which is basically agility in most of these games. So this is, I guess, the character style that I'm looking to play at the start of this game. So we're going to select the Asterion as a custom character. How do we proceed with customizing our character? Yes, we will edit our appearance. Male or female identity. Okay. We're just gonna... I think we'll go with a female character. The reason I'm gonna go with a female character is because I'm gonna try and make an image of my World of Warcraft rogue. I'm a character loyal player, and once I create a character, I like to create the same character throughout a number of video games, being that I've had that kind of style of rogue in WoW since the very first one. I say why not keep it going in Baldur's Gate and see what happens. So let's go ahead and make our choices. We're gonna go with a female character. Let's hear what voice we get to choose.
Where to next?
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Wait.
Something just woke up down here.
That's not a female voice.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
It's opened. I wonder what's...
No.
Those wretched things.
No.
There's magic keeping the...
Where
No.
to next?
Maybe. So it's between 4 and 8 so far.
Let's hope the locals are friendly. Be wary. This
4
place
was
is
my
trapped.
first choice, so I'm gonna go with my first reaction. That's usually the best thing. Go with your first choice and see what happens. Now, skin color. Okay. Let's try blush tone. I don't know about blush tone 6. Alright. For now. What? What? Hide clothes? I'm gonna... No, really? Hold on a second. Yo! I wasn't ready for that. So it's gonna be like this. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting full-blown nudity at the start of the character select screen. Usually, I'm gonna go World of Warcraft as a reference here. Usually if you put high clothes, I mean there's underwear underneath, but this, I wasn't ready for that. I'm gonna take a wild guess at, being that we haven't even gotten past the character select screen, that this is probably the reason a lot of the viewers want me to play this, because there's going to be a shock value involved in this. I'm guessing. Alright, let's get back to making our character. How do we actually make our character look like a girl? Really? There we go. I think. Yeah, that should work. Female. We don't really want any scarring. I mean, we'll pick up a number of those along the way in the quest. Freckle intensity. No. I'm not looking for intense freckles. That's a new one for me. Genitals default. Okay. Rooted customization options. Now, this is the one that stuck out to me first as a hairstyle, but I don't think we're going to stick with that. Maybe this one. A lot of options. I'll give them that here, now that we're finding them. It's like an upgraded version of the WoW style hair that I have. Well, after exploring the deep customization options for characters in Baldur's Gate 3, is it anyone's surprise that we ended up creating an elf rogue? No surprise to me, but we finally have decided our path in this game, and now it is finally time to proceed in game and see the gameplay for Baldur's Gate 3. If you made it this far in the video, do not forget to like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated, and do not forget to leave your thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3. Let's get on with it. We're gonna have to pick our name. I think we know what that's gonna be. We have now selected our name. Now let's go ahead and proceed in game.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
Just gets deeper and deeper before you even start. Now we're at the point where we get to choose a guardian to travel along with us at the start of this game. This should be interesting. We have Drow, Tiefling, Human, Githyanki, Dwarf, Elf, Half-Elf, Halfling, Gnome, or Half-Orc. Driven to the Underdark, most Drows have adopted a ruthless pragmatism, while the Loth Swarm delight in the goddess of evil tenets. So here we are again with yet another decision. What do we want to pick as a race to help us? Do these particular races do anything different or help you throughout the game, such as like passive abilities in World of Warcraft, like humans with their passive, orcs with their passive? What's the catch for having a guardian? I guess we're just gonna have to choose and find out at this point. A drow kind of looks interesting. I'm not really sure what it does, so that looks like our first choice. What's this here? Not liking that as a first choice. We have a human. I'm debating if I should go with a human or a drow. So those are our first two choices. Dwarf, elf, half-elf, halfling, gnome, and half-orc. So what I've heard about this game is the selection you make with the guardian is going to matter with the choices that come along throughout the game. I'm leaning the human route right now. If you were me, would you select a drow or a human for your guardian race or something else? Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. I believe... Let's keep it simple. We're gonna go with a human and venture forth. Looks like it's taken us right back to the cinematic after the parasites were placed in the eyes of, it looked like, an orc character in a prison of sorts. I guess we'll find out now. I have to give it to this game upon first impression. The cinematics have been amazing, and I'm hoping the story will be just as good as we proceed through it. So what is this now? Has a King's Landing vibe to it. That's the first thing I saw. The dragon flying over King's Landing was the first thought when I saw this. Running up to the bells. Alright, so these people get pricked by the tentacles. It appears they appear in some capsulated prison on a ship flying over the city, with dragons flying out of a black hole. This is getting interesting, and we haven't even set foot in the game yet. Whose side are the dragons on? Well, I guess that answers that. Yo, I'm sorry, the Game of Thrones vibe is real right here in the first cinematic. You can let me know if I'm imagining that, or you're seeing what I'm seeing too. That looks sick. So you connect the tentacles and it teleports the ship to where? So are the orcs dragon riders? I have to admit, the cinematic has been gorgeous so far. Definitely piques your interest in the game. Cinematics in video games have always been one of the most important thing, in my opinion, to developing the stories. Impressive so far. I see. Now it's all starting to come together. So I'm assuming in the beginning when we saw the ship flying and the tentacles, pricking people and taking them prisoner, our character was one of the people pricked by the tentacles that took us prisoner upon this ship in one of these capsules. The only way to find out where this goes from here is to continue on the gameplay. Let's get started with Baldur's Gate 3. So the adventure begins in Baldur's Gate 3 with us escaping from our pod, and it looks like we're gonna have to go analyze what's going on this ship to get any more information in regards to the story. So this is a nursery. Let's see what these are.
Thing came from the parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Narrator, this is the pool that thing came from. The parasite is now writhing behind your eye. So looks like this is going to be a multiple choice style of game. The first thing that came to my mind was Fable when I saw this. Reach towards the pool, investigate the pool, or leave. I think we're going to reach towards the pool. Let's start out a little bold here. Alright. That's what happens when you start out in a bold manner. Looks like we lost 4 health within the first minute of gameplay. Nice. So maybe we should have analyzed the pool first. Let's see what happens with these pods now. Ruptured Mind Flayer pod. Let's see what's inside here.
Made it out alive.
What have we got in here?
Might be other survivors.
So it looks like we have to go around and check the pods to see if there's any survivors. What is this? Restoration. There we go.
Better.
We lost 4/10 of our health, and we gained it back immediately. Let's go explore some more. Get a feel for this game. Bloodstone. Anyone can squeeze blood from a stone if the edges are sharp enough, so I guess we'll take...
Dead. Good.
a bloodstone to start things out. Now, where do we have to go? Assuming not in here. There's another one of these pods. Let's check.
Not getting back in that thing. Not getting back in that thing.
No survivors yet.
Wonder who made it out. I'll give it a shot.
For these types of games, it's always important to check the areas. I think we checked that pod.
Where the hells are we?
So this takes us towards a corner. Can't reach this point. Okay. I thought I saw a door up top. So let's go see where that door leads us. This looks like where we have to go. Rotate your camera to get a better view of your surroundings. A brain jar?
Mind Flayer horticulture.
Move your camera around to get a better view. WASDF. Alright. I hear help us in the background. Where could this possibly lead us? What is this? That's the orc from the pod.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh. My head. What is this? You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Coming from an orc, you are no thrall, is a little weird to me, because now obviously that's not a thrall, that's an elf. You are no thrall, blesses me this day, together we might survive. What made you think I was a thrall? I have to ask that after what I just said.
Mind Flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, Mind Flayers.
We are turning into mind players. There must be something we could do. I'd like to get some more information on that.
Priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
Combat. General tutorial. Get ready to fight. Combat happens in round and each participant gets a turn to act. The game pauses around you during combat so you have time to plan your actions. Alright, let's go get our first taste of combat in Baldur's Gate 3 and see how that system goes. Let the battle commence. So it's my turn. This is going to be my first taste of this. I'm going to assume that we use a sneak attack or a melee attack as a rogue. I have no ranged weapon yet. This is our main hand attack. So I would guess I would have to run towards one of these enemies in the attack. Let's see. Does it work that way? So you have to have an advantage against the target. Piercing strike, does that work? There we go. Now we will end our turn.
Awaits.
And it goes over to our orc. Let's have her run over here. Second wind is a healing spell, so we're going to use the main hand attack. Enemies are dropping pretty easily. That would be an end turn. Fiery bolt. Misses. We will run this direction. I have to have an advantage on an opponent, so that means I would have to get behind them, I would guess. Doesn't look like these are going to be too much trouble, so we're just going to see if we can finish it off with not enough movement. Can we do this? Not enough movement, so this looks like something we have to watch out for in the future. I think I'll have enough movement here to take care of this. And that takes us through our very fight.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the helm.
Interesting combat system so far. I haven't played a game like this in a while. So this should be interesting going forward. Let's explore a little more. Restoration. Do we need any of that yet? No, we are at full health. So basically we need to find our way out of the ship at this point. We can climb? Okay. Dead Thrall. We'll take the healing. I'm assuming that would be healing.
Don't waste a second.
Climb the mesh. So we just had ourselves a successful autosave. We're rapidly dropping in health here. Maybe we should go back and restore ourselves before we move forward. That seems like a good idea. So now we can finally head towards the ship's helm.
No sense of it.
Sacrifice
Man
cultist.
isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive.
Let me out!
Not sure what I just did, but...
Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
Look for a latch that might open a lid. There's no time. I need to get out of here. I'll go look around. There must be some sort of way to open this. I'm going to find a way to open this pod because I'm assuming if we get her out, she will join our party. So, let's do it that way.
Next to the pod. They did something to it when they sealed me in. Hurry! Please!
Contraption next to the pod. Is that what I just...
Come on! Get me out of this thing!
Demanding! Stay calm. Hold
Light
it.
flickers in his eyes, but he seems totally unaware of his surroundings.
Let's see.
Is that the latch? That's a sigil. What do we have here? Good bit of restoration points so far in the game. Where is this latch they're trying to get me? That's a brain jar. A little odd. More brain jars. Show me the latch. That it?
The console appears dormant.
Let's hit it.
Nothing. The console remains dormant.
We're gonna have to look
The
for a
mechanisms
switch.
are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy an empty socket.
Whatever fits in that socket must power this thing.
Come on! Get me out of this thing! Keep looking!
Life flickers.
Might be useful.
Let's see if this is it.
Need a key.
Locked. You can use your thieves' tools. Right mouse click to open context. So lockpick it.
Do the trick.
Oh, this has got Dungeons and Dragons vibe all over it. All right, let's roll the dice. 3. A successful lockpick. Onyx and gold. Where is this lever she speaks of?
The man isn't dead.
Yes, we got that. We just want the lever. We're trying to release.
Come on! Get me out of this thing! Keep looking!
The console appears dormant. The mechanisms are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy an empty socket. Nothing. The console remains dormant.
Can you place the onyx or something like that in the socket? I will admit this game certainly has my attention in the first few minutes of it. I'm enjoying it. Challenging. I mean... What is this here? Sacrifice cultist. It's not in this room? Could it possibly be in another room what I'm looking for? What's this direction here?
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
But we're not trying to head that direction at this point. We're trying to release
Odd things. Wonder
our
what
friend from
plane
this
they're
pod.
from. Odd things. Wonder what plane they're from.
I certainly want to be at full health before I go to the head of the pod. Or the helm, whatever they're calling it. But I definitely would like to get this person out of the pod prior to that. And I seem to be struggling to find a way to release her. What do we have here? It's a battle?
Skra. How many hosts of these gay infected?
You are beautiful.
The hosts of these gay infected.
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Brain in a jar.
We're still on the search for a way to release our captive from this pod.
You are beautiful.
That's twice now.
Odd things. Wonder what plane they're from.
We are nearing the helm. Once in...
Let's see what this does.
Well, this is what happens when we explore trying to find a key to release somebody from a pod. It looks like we're about to get into some sort of a battle.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the gate after we escape.
We need to get out of here.
This is why I wanted the third person in the party, or what I think is what would happen if we free her, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get the opportunity. Who is this now? Ooh. This one's gonna be a test, this battle, isn't it? Alright, good, good. Took one of the lesser imps down. That is one less problem we're gonna have to deal with. Let's try a fireball. That worked. Okay. Can we pull back? So if I pull over here, we can end the turn. Potion of healing. Can I put the potion of healing on her? No, that is not what I wanted to do here. I actually have to do it myself, or am I missing something? So I must have lost a turn there. No, we need to heal. We need to heal. There we go. I was worried there for a second. I'm gonna pull her back, end the turn, let the Mind Flayer do some more damage to the commander, and now I'll rush in and attack over here. Not enough power. Looks like we're gonna attack with the bow. Took it down. Now we'll rush in and help the Mind Flayer. Let's see if I can throw a fireball from this distance. Did he gain health? No, he lost it. Examine. Your attack was resisted and he took half damage. Examine an entity to see its resistances. Alright, let's examine. Commander's Alk strength, dexterity, conditions, threat, and resistances. Fire is 1, okay. Slashing, piercing. So this is gonna get detailed as we get into the battles. Very strategic. Alright. I'm gonna end the turn here. I think we have to rush past him.
We must take the transponder.
How far can we go?
Can't slow down.
Can I attack? No. We'll end the turn.
On the move.
11 turns remaining. Okay, I guess we were supposed to just rush past him instead of attacking.
Hurry, before they strike.
There we go. Okay, I see now. What's the distance I can hit from? See if I can use an arrow. Miss. Alright, we'll end the turn. Try and get in distance and use a fireball. I don't think they're resistant. Nope, took one down. Good, good, good. End turn. Player attacks. Critical miss. Pommel strike. Let's do rush attack and see if it works. This will be a new one.
I will not know failure.
I'm liking it. It gives you a good bit of options early on to mess around with strategically. I imagine as this game does go on, what just happened here? He's bringing friends. as I was gonna say, as the game goes on, I imagine you're gonna have to plan out your strategies in a more detailed fashion. So let's see, fireball. I think we'll try to take you down with a fireball. We'll move in a little bit closer here.
At the ready.
But I think I'll be able to get to my goal with 9 turns remaining on the next turn. Alright, let's rush on in. Can we get there? What happens if we go this far? Alright, not enough movement. So we'll have to do 2 more turns and hope these Cambians don't get to us in the meantime.
I'll give it a shot.
Nice, I think we got it.
The helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
I'm not looking to leave the ship though, so I'm hoping connecting the transponder doesn't take me off the ship where I can't free the person in the pod. The cinematics so far have just been standout. Absolutely eye-catching so far, and definitely gets you invested in the story. That's our mind player, right? Okay, we are getting knocked off the ship. We're gonna get saved by a dragon, right? No?
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull.
Let's orient ourselves. Where did we
Chaos at the
land?
crash site confuses the landscape. You'll need to find a settlement or landmark, and you'll need to do it quickly. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Wow. Okay. So at this point, this looks like a good place to stop the first part of this playthrough. One concern of mine while playing a game like this in a YouTube playthrough is the length that these videos could end up going to, and that's a question I'm going to phrase to the viewers right now. What do you think is a good length of time for these videos to be? Do you think they should be within like the 45-minute range, the hour range, 30 minutes? What's a good time frame for Baldur's Gate gameplay videos? Because upon my first impression of playing this, I thought it was going to be much more difficult for me to get invested in the game early on than it actually turned out to be. The cinematics were top notch. It's been a long time since I played an RPG style game, and this one caught my attention. I wasn't 100% investing in jumping into this style of a game because you know it's going to be an extremely long playthrough, but within the short period of time that I've been able to play this game has lived up to the hype, and I would like to see more. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comment section, what you're thinking so far of this brief playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, with definitely more on the way. I'm interested to keep going and explore the Ravaged Beach. The cinematics, I keep repeatedly saying to myself, stand out, and the more I play the gameplay, I'm hoping that can be just as standout as the cinematics are. If those two mesh together in that manner, then this game might just be the game of the year that everyone told me it would be, the 10 of 10 that it is. We will find out as we continue to play through Baldur's Gate 3. I'm very anxious to see how you can customize your gear and how the story continues to progress. I'm seeing that, or I'm guessing, based on what you say as your character to other characters is going to influence the way the entire game plays. That makes me think of Fable for some reason. I love that game for Xbox. If you remember Fable for Xbox, the very first one, go ahead and leave a comment about that, but it reminds me of that style of choice game. Maybe I remember that because it was the first one I played like this. And now here I am playing what looks to be another game like this with Baldur's Gate 3. This game has a lot more that I want to explore, and we can talk a lot more in the next video. Everybody, let me know your thoughts as a whole on part 1 of our Baldur's Gate playthrough, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying these, because that greatly helps the channel. To everybody who's a new subscriber on the channel, I want to thank you for checking this channel out and slamming that subscribe button so you can see more of my future content. Until our next video, everyone have a good day or night wherever you are. Later.